here for the playback of this, I think, one of the defining fights of your career.
Yeah.
El Chino, the Argentinian slugger, the dangerous right hands. He came into this fight with 27 knockouts from his 29 wins. It was your third defence of the World Boxing Association welterweight crown. As you say, you'd fought Paulie Malignaggi in New York.
Yeah.
You'd beaten a guy called Andreas Kotelnik.
Yes.
To win that belt.
That's right.
He'd lost to Kotelnik.
So beat him,
yeah. Well,
what it was, and it was a very close fight when he fought against Kotelnik.
It was.
But when I fought him, obviously having that confidence as well, knowing that he's been beaten off a guy who I've already destroyed and looked really good against. But it wasn't like that. It was a lot tougher than I expected.
Well, it was the Mandalay Bay, and that he's already in the ring, and I think we're going to see you make your walk shortly. Well, in the build-up to this, obviously you were being trained at the time by Freddie Roach.
That's right, yeah.
We were familiar with coming to see you at the Wildcard Gym,
Correct.
as I did before writing that story. You were a very happy Los Angelian at the time, weren't you?
Yeah, it was a beautiful place.
And looking in fantastic shape for this fight.
No, definitely. With the train that we had for this was with Freddie Roach. He was doing the boxing side of it with me, and then I had Alex Ariza, who was pushing me on the strength conditioning side. So, you know, when you've got two of the best working together, there was no egos or nothing. They were just helping the fighter. And for this fight, I was in tremendous shape. Fitness was high, power was there, strength was there. I remember just before the fight, the gloves, because my hand was hurting me a little bit. This was well before the operation, and I had to wear thicker gloves, the Everlast gloves, because they had more padding in it. Whereas Maidana wore the horsehair gloves, which were like literally.
Was it Reyes he was wearing? Or
no,
not?
he wore the Everlast horsehair ones.
Oh, the Everlast horsehair.
The horsehair ones, and the horsehair ones are they're the ones that literally your knuckle comes right through. But obviously, I don't.
So the padding's more down here, and there's less padding
and
around the
they're the
knuckle.
one. That's the same glove that Mayweather refused him to wear when he fought against Mayweather. Mayweather said, "You're not wearing these gloves." But obviously, we were a little bit inexperienced them days. We let him wear whatever he wanted because I wanted to beat him fair and square.
You don't look nervous.
I was nervous.
Were you?
Yeah, you're always nervous. Every fight you're nervous. But you know, you believe in yourself so much, Gareth, that you know how hard you've trained, how hard you've sparred, and you just so focused to go in there and do the job, but you are nervous.
You were in the most famous camp in the world at the time. It was you and Manny Pacquiao in there with Freddie Roach, you say Alex Ariza doing the strength and conditioning, Oscar De La Hoya you were working with at the time as well.
So at
you
one
had
stage,
the world at your feet, didn't you?
At one stage, I remember we was in the gym for a media workout, and there was myself, there was Manny Pacquiao, there was Julio Cesar Chavez, and his father, the legend.
Yeah.
He was there. And then you have Oscar De La Hoya there. You've had other
Mickey Rourke used to drop in, didn't he? Jeremy Piven, the actors all wanted to know you, didn't they?
And it's crazy because like you're just in a boxing gym, and this boxing gym in the Wildcard in LA was like it was on Vine Street, but you would never think that the people that have walked into that place, that the biggest of the biggest. And obviously, when you've had people that are supporting you, that's only going to give you that extra bit of edge, isn't it?
But you lived like a monk when you were in Hollywood as well. I remember coming to visit you in your apartment, and you really were.
Oh, there's Canelo at the back.
There he is. There's a very young Canelo.
Look how young he looks there.
He is. He's probably about 17, isn't he?
Yeah.
Even Joe Cortez looks young compared to what he is now.
Yeah, that's right.
Were you happy with the referee going into this contest?
You know, I was. Yeah. I mean, I've never really had an issue with any referee, but yeah. You know, the referee was fine, Joe Cortez. I do give him a lot of respect, and we'll come to that towards the fight. You know, when it comes to a 10th round, where he still let me carry on, even though a lot of referees might have jumped in and said, "Oh, stop the fight," but no, he looked in my eyes and knew that I was still on my feet. I was okay, and let me go on. Before the fight, there was so much talk about me being the number one, being the best. And this is, mind you, this is just after maybe 3-4 fights after getting beat by Prescott. So I had to dig down deep. You know, I had to really focus my whole career and see where I wanted to be. But I knew that this was going to be a tear up. because I had to win this fight. And if I didn't win this fight, then they would have said, oh yeah, he was good, but when it come down to the best guys, he never was able to beat them. But luckily, I got through it in flying colours.
But you're also coming to America to prove yourself as well.
That's
because
right,
because every European boxer, and you had
Yeah.
a global following, remember, you have a massive reach in Asia as well, all around the world. You know, you're a very, very global personality. But this was the moment for you as a European to conquer America.
I go all around the world, people still talk about this fight, even though it's 10 years ago now. People still talk, oh, that fight against Maidana was, and I remember it like yesterday, and people still remember it like it was yesterday. And you know one more thing, if you look at Maidana's face, look how like chiseled he looks. I mean, he looks so fresh and so ready. Look, you see that? Look at that.
Brilliant.
My
You've
man,
touch gloves, and
no, he don't want to touch gloves. He's come to war. He's come to fight. He's come to win the war. So he's got no respect for me. And you can see how quick the first round started, and I had to keep away from him. After him throwing that big left hook, I had to make sure that, you know, the jab's gonna keep shooting in. I can't have him settle down. And I had to show him as well at the start who's boss. I can't say to him, I don't want to show him that, look, I'm scared of you. I had to kind of stand my feet a little bit.
lovely movement, Amir, there. Lovely movement early on.
No. I mean, see, that's the time where you can get hit cold with a good shot. Your body's not recovered as quick. Well, not recovered, meaning it's not warm enough to take that big shot. But I had to make sure that I get past the first couple of rounds before I get my...
Lovely shots, right hook, left hook from you there.
Yeah, the uppercut.
Your speed is so extraordinary here.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, and you can see how composed he was. Look at him. He's not bothered.
But coming up, and a first round that no one was expecting, and were you even expecting this to happen?
No.
That's just about to happen.
Yeah.
A little bit of a dirty low blow from him there.
Yeah, no, Maidana was the dirtiest fight. I remember after the fight, I was pissing blood.
Really?
You know, from the hard body shots I was taking, the low shots I was taking. But you know, when you're in that fight zone, you don't think about the low shots or anything illegal. You're in fight mode. I think the body shot comes in now.
This is beautiful here coming up. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, but you can see like how for a first round, what first round it was.
It was incredible.
I'm looking at him thinking, wow, like did we really throw that many punches? And it's not like one-sided. It was going back and forth. Him coming at me, me going at him. What a first round that is.
It is, and you've got your rhythm here as well. I mean, look at this.
Yeah, combinations, yeah. I can see, you know, oof, look at that.
Nice.
That shot he threw. You can see he was just loading up at everything. Everything he had. He wanted to just land that big shot. That shot comes in there, I think.
Yeah. Lovely feinting, lovely
Yeah,
movement.
the feintings were the key as well. Yeah, coming in and out. Boom, boom, boom. There, he's gone down.
Liver shot.
That liver shot, yeah. And look at that. The speed he started at, and you know, when he went down like that, I was so surprised he didn't get back up again. Honestly, I didn't think he was going to get up. Now look, 5 seconds to go. There's only so much I can do, you know. He was gone. He was in pain. I could see that. I heard him literally.
I think you gave him a little left after the bell there as well, by the way.
It was a shot that was already in motion. It was already on the way. But you know, like this is boxing. If you can sneak a shot in, you're gonna have to sneak it in. I remember when he went down in that first round. I heard him scream. Honestly, you know when someone's in pain and they go I heard him scream and I thought he's not getting back up from that. So when I walked in that corner, I was like, he's not gonna get up. And when I saw him get up, I was like, that's when thought the monster's up now. Gonna be
So sitting there now, your sense is, here we go. Nice to watch it.
Boom. Ooh. Wow. Right, just right on the button, wasn't it?
Right on the button, the perfect liver
Perfect,
punch.
yeah, that's the best, yeah.
So coming out for the second round now, have you been told to just keep to your game plan rather than look for a finish here? Or?
Yeah, you're not looking for a finish here. And also, I was told as well to go back to the body again. If you look at the whole fight, I never went to the body again. which I never did. And I should have
Well, you did slap him to the body just then, actually.
Yeah, that was a little one.
But
yeah.
you mean targeting those specific places, yeah.
Because if I've already hurt him with that left shot, with that left hook to the body on his right side, he would have still been feeling it.
Oh, I think he is. I think we see it this round. He's a ferocious,
Look at that.
relentless, tenacious opponent, isn't he?
Look, this is sometimes you don't need too many fights like this because this was a war, and this definitely. And I hit him with so many shots, but he absorbed everything.
You hit him with 273 of 603 punches in this fight.
Wow.
You hit him with 300 odd punches. Yeah.
Wow. And you can see, like, after the fight, it's like he wasn't even in a fight. You know what I'm saying? Where he has that
I
tough
think
skin.
he was.
You see, he has an answer for every time I'll throw in a combination. He throw one back.
Yeah, but what you have established at this point, presumably, is he's not charging in ferociously anymore. He's having to stand his ground a little bit more, and you've got command of the ring. You've got command of the pace of the fight now.
You are right there, yeah. Because it gave me a chance to pick my shots a little bit more and put him back on his back foot. While before he was the one dictating.
So you're able to box him at range now, which is what you want, isn't it? Because he's not going to match you for jab or hand speed.
Correct. And that was because, obviously, maybe that body shot, he was feeling it.
So he's had to go back to the jab now to look after his body, hasn't he?
Yeah,
Keep his elbows tucked in.
Because his body needs to start recovering.
Yeah. He's actually jabbing quite well here.
When you look at his boxing skills, even though he's known to be a puncher, he had good boxing skills.
Yeah.
I mean, he had good jab, a good straight shot, and he had a long jab as well. It was a short jab. Normally these guys have these short arms and muscle, but he had the long, wiry arms as well, but with a lot of power.
Lovely hooks from you, yeah. There's a relish about the way you fought and fight, isn't there?
Yeah, I give it my all. And knowing that you're fighting one of the biggest punches in the division, you still go in there to put on a performance. It's not only a fight. I can go into a lot of fights. I could have gone into this fight and protected myself and moved and ran away and hit, but no, I wanted to get stuck into it. It's in me to have a fight. We always talk about the warrior in me. I come from a warrior caste, so it's in me to fight and to be in a battle.
And when you're under pressure, you could have boxed so much of your career at range behind the jab and moved.
But no, because I see red and I want to just go to war, and I think that could be sometimes a big downfall. But at the same time, it could be something that excites people and people want to see more of. So. I've had 39 fights in my career, and look, I didn't have to put pressure like that onto Maidana. I could have just put him on his back foot, but no, I wanted to go in there and try to go for the kill, where Aish was inches away from being caught again. Yeah,
being countered.
By being counted and being hit with a big shot.
He could have countered you with a left hook then, couldn't he?
Exactly.
He was too hurt to do it at the time.
But if you look through at the whole fight, these are the chances I was taking in this fight. I was taking them chances of getting hit with that big shot. And that's what people loved about us.
We always loved that about you, Amir. I mean, I mean it respectfully, but the vulnerability that you put yourself in always made you exciting.
Exactly, and honestly, it's, at least people know that I always go out there and give my all.
So after 2 rounds, you're already 3 points up here because you got the 10-8 in the first round, you got the 10-9 clearly in the second round, and you're bossing the fight here, aren't you?
Yeah.
And you could have just now kept it like this, but you're going after, like you say, you're going after the fight. You're actually giving him the opportunity to get back into the fight in some ways by staying in range.
That's a good shot. So, you can see him now, he's just coming. I cannot believe the energy that we both had in this fight, because he just wouldn't stop coming forward. And wow, look at them shots.
I think I've rewatched.
Literally, you feel that wind push right by you. That shot. And even them little shots he was hitting me with, they were hurting.
How many times have you watched this fight back?
I watched it a lot of times. And when I look back, it does scare you because, honestly speaking, fights like this you should not have too many of, because these are fights that in the long run hurt you mentally and physically, because I took a lot of physical beating in this fight. And I don't know if I've told you this, but after this fight, I do not remember anything. I don't remember who put me to bed, how I got to bed. I just remember little clips. I had to go to do a medical after the fight. I was in an ambulance going to do my medical. I did not know who won the fight, who didn't win the fight. I went home. I remember walking to the hotel room and meeting my family and friends there. And after that, I don't remember anything till the next morning when I woke up. So I must have been concussed, And these are fights, when you fight someone like Maidana, who's one of the biggest punches, and he's hot, he caught me with numerous punches. Now, I don't know, it might have happened from the first round or in the 10th round. I was concussed in that fight, and I was still fighting with my instincts, really.
Yeah, no, we see so much of that. I think we're seeing it almost from him early on in the fight, that he's being his instinctive self because he's getting out boxed and he got hurt early on. Obviously, as I say, got hurt to the body.
Yeah.
But there's something extraordinary in you that comes out in this fight. I mean, I think that's why it's one of your defining fights,
exactly.
or if not your defining fight in terms of what we saw in the depth of the warrior of Amir Khan, who will refuse to go down.
Exactly, and to give up, like, that's just me. I just love a fight like this. And peak of my career at that age where, people know where you're going to go, you're going to fight the best, or you're just going to be that normal medium fighter fighting normal fighters. Now I want to fight the best. And I could have, after it was, from this onwards, after this fight, it was me calling out the likes of Timothy Bradley, Devin Alexander, the biggest names in the career, Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao. Because it gave me a lot of confidence, this did. Having a war like this, it did give me a lot of confidence and give me that big boost that I'm able to do this. You see, Maidana doesn't look to have a scratch on his face, so there's me marked up. I'll tell you something funny as well. See, my nose was never this thick from the top bridge. You can see it on there, it was a lot thinner. Maidana has battered my nose as well. It was after the Maidana fight, my nose is a little bit abnormal here, and it's got thicker here. So thank you to Maidana for that as well. That's why I always remember the fight.
You can't forget him.
Yeah, I can't forget him, because when I look in the mirror, I'm like, thanks, Maidana. Every round was like a first round. He seemed so fresh, I don't know. He must have been super excellent.
That was brilliant.
That's it, man.
Was brilliant. Defend yourselves at all times.
Defend yourself at all time, and if I knew that I can get a quick shot in, I'm going to go for it.
I loved how present you were in that moment, then. You weren't giving him, you were on, weren't you?
I was on, yeah. It's like nothing's hurting him. Look at them, look at these shots.
Terrific shots. That mid-range that you were able to move in and out very quickly is... I mean, I don't think we've seen anyone else in the modern era come in and out of range like that so quickly, Amir.
I mean, I mean, especially with someone like Maidana, you had in front of me, I had to make sure I was quick to get in and out in that mid-range to long range to even short range, because mid-range for him suits Maidana, because he had that power in the mid-range punches. And the only way I had to keep him off was to throw shots, hit him. And maybe that's why I caught him so many times, because I had to keep him away from me. I had to keep him on alert, because he would not stop punching otherwise. So, look at that. And I've caught him earlier than that before with better shots, but he's still coming back. There's no stopping in him.
He discovered the uppercut against you in this round that he used effectively
throughout the fight. He did. Yeah, the uppercuts were because what I started to do, because I was tired in the fight, and I remember leaning on the ropes and just getting a bit of that rest, Yes, with the hands up, and he was throwing them uppercuts in all the time, and he was catching me. But I needed that break, you know, just give me a little bit more, couple of seconds rest, because it was not for me, especially. I think, see, Maidana was walking where I was on my toes all the time, moving, whereas Maidana was just walking, plodding forward.
Yeah, he's looking to plant and throw with everything he's got all the time,
Everything
isn't he?
he's got, yeah.
Was he one of the hardest punchers you faced?
Yeah, definitely, by far. You know, like every time he would hit you, you would feel every punch. It'll be heavy-handed shots, yeah.
You got him to the body again then, effectively.
Yeah.
That brought him backwards. You just slowed him again there, look.
That's right.
So you're well up in the fight,
Yeah.
We're 4 rounds up. And at this point, do you going back into your body now? Are you in your element in this moment? Is it a beautiful thing for you? Is it an addiction that you loved at this
Definitely.
point? Where
So
in
now,
these actual present moments.
No, I'm in that mode now, where I'm enjoying it every minute of it, and it's like another day in the office. Me in the corner listening to the last few little instructions that Fred is giving me, Alex is giving me. That's why you're talking about the uppercut. The uppercuts are coming in there. Oof, look at that. And I think that's when he knew he got some success with the uppercuts. He would not stop throwing shots. He would not even give me a breather. You know, that's like my little time to have a little rest. But nah, he wanted to still stand there and throw them big shots.
That was a lovely bit of work by you then, in and then out, then countering, and that lovely use of the left hand here.
Yeah.
That kind of uppercut, that hook come uppercut, beautiful from you.
So with Maidana, it had to be long and mid punches.
Yeah.
And keep it and hit him and get out again. If I got too close, he'll be able to hit me with his hooks and uppercuts.
This 5th round is very significant as well in the fight in terms of, you know, what happens coming up. You'll see it in a moment where he starts to get more aggressive with you. He has to up his tempo and try and win rounds back.
Yeah.
You know, because he's losing the fight here on most people's cards.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that cards differ sometimes, but he has to get into the fight and he's got to try and trap you on the ropes. And in the previous rounds, he's seen that if he can get you in the corner, that you will take a little rest with your guard up at times.
Yes.
So he comes strong here. This is where he wants you, isn't it?
Yes.
And
he likes it there. He likes me being on my back foot on the ropes where he's got me. I can't move side to side. See, what won me this fight was moving side to side. Them little side to side movements were the ones that were keeping him not settling his feet. He could not sit on himself. But I had to keep moving. But still, even when he had me on them ropes, I still fire back. Like, I was ready to throw a punch from any position. You see that now? How confident he is. There, he's got me on the ropes now, so this is where he loves to be.
this is very interesting.
Yeah, the elbow, exactly. So the referee didn't warn him on that. Yeah. I mean, look, he could have cut me.
He didn't warn him, he gave him a point. Took a point away.
Did he take a point off him?
Takes a point here.
Wow, he did, yeah. Oh, wow.
He takes a point away.
I honestly forgot that one, yeah.
He takes a point away. So you are 4 or 5 rounds up in the fight
Yes.
now. 4 or 5 points
Yes.
up in the fight now.
Yes.
Did that elbow land on you? Because the replays seem to show it hitting Joe Cortez rather than you.
Oh, I didn't know. I honestly don't. I honestly couldn't remember him even getting point deducted.
Yeah, he had a point deducted right there. So that was a 10-8 round as well.
Okay.
Terrific. It's exhausting watching this fight, Amir, and we are only 15 minutes in.
Wow.
What are you two? Is it when you're in the heat of the battle? Is it we're watching and exhausted and can't believe what we're seeing? How are you guys feeling after 5 rounds?
You know, when you've got someone like him coming at you, Maidana, you have to just do things to defend, and you have to keep throwing punches, and you have to give him answers back. Otherwise, he's going to end up knocking you out. You see at the end as well.
Pulled away by Joe
Pulled away
Cortez.
literally because he was just so on me that he wanted to land every shot, and even Joe Cortez had to jump in and make sure that he doesn't throw that shot after the bell. But I had good instructions coming in from the corner. The corner men were brilliant for this fight. They were really helpful. Freddie, Alex, and I forgot his name on the left. He's always in. He's a cutman for Oscar De La Hoya. I forgot his name.
I can't see him there at the moment.
You can't see his face, but I forgot his name. And even we had like a proper dream team, you know. It was a good team. But the elbow. So he elbowed
Joe Cortez. Well, obviously he intended to hit you in the chin with the elbow. Joe Cortez takes a point away from El Chino because he felt the elbow, and so he knew that he was throwing it.
Yeah, purposely. Yeah.
So we're hitting the midway round.
The first couple of rounds, you think the first couple of seconds in a round, you think they start with the jab just to get the distance, but no, not in this round. Not in these rounds. I mean, these rounds we were starting with the right hands and the left hooks and the uppercuts.
He's trying to cut off your movement left and right, isn't he? A lot in this fight, and footwork is not Maidana's thing. I mean, he just wants to go toe to toe. He wants to do a Hagler Hearns every fight, doesn't he?
Yeah,
you know,
that was him,
yeah.
and that's all he wanted to do: stand there and for them. And coming off a knockout win against Victor Ortiz, he's going to start believing in the power he's got. He thinks he can knock out any fighter, which he probably could, you know, if he hit him clean. But he just keeps on coming. Like he would never get tired in this fight. Look at that. Maybe this is the time where in his corner, he, like obviously being a fighter, he must have gone in his corner and his corner said, listen, you better pick it up now. You're behind on points. You either go for the knockout or you have to start winning these rounds convincingly. So you can see how quick and how much pressure he's putting on.
I remember many times Freddie Roach saying, I don't want Amir sitting on the ropes.
Yeah.
And it was to do with other fights as well.
Yeah.
But I will say, when you watch this back, your movement backwards and your evasion during this fight is, I think, more than we often give you credit for, you know?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can say that. I like fighting on my back foot. I've been doing that for a long time. But, you know, I think just a lot of the coaches just have to have a little bit more confidence in me boxing on my back foot, because I like to make people miss and I like to counter back quick with the speed I've got.
But later on, when you worked with people like Virgil Hunter, who you're still working with, I think, he wanted you to evolve a style that, because I think we saw the very best of you in this fight.
Yeah, for sure.
We saw your evasion, your counter-punching, your hand speed, your cojones, your spirit, your grit, your determination, your never-say-die attitude, and your ability to win through and maintain your championship status. You know, it kind of, what we're seeing here is the evolution of, and he's the perfect foil for you, Maidana. Like you keep saying, the biggest thing coming out from you is this guy still coming? Am I having to watch this all the time with him still coming forward?
I swear, I'm just watching it now thinking, this guy, like, I hit him with everything. And he just kept coming, kept running at me, coming at me. There's a cornerman complaining. Also, Maidana was cut as well there. You see the cut.
He's cut now on the right side.
Which then, in a fight like this, for example, when in that last round, you can see I was a little bit tiring. So when you start seeing blood, that gives you like an
incentive.
It gives you a little bit of extra push. Look at the uppercuts he's throwing. See, I was standing on there too long, and I thought, forget that, I can't stay away from them ropes because...
Is that to loosen up, or is that you showing him that didn't do anything to you?
I'm good, I'm okay. Come on, let's go.
Hit me with 6 uppercuts and I'll just give you that one. I'm absolutely fine, believe me, I'm absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'm on fine, I can take another 6.
Because you say you're fatigued there, you don't look tired. You don't look tired.
Yeah.
But you can recall that.
I can recall that I was tired. I think the second wind started kicking in around about round 7, round 8. And even Maidana now started slowing down, like he can see now with his jab.
He's actually got a better jab himself than we give him credit for.
Exactly. You know? Yeah, he has got a good jab.
So here, you're looking for him to punch and you to counter, aren't you?
Yes, I'm trying to counter him now because he's a little bit tired, I'm a little bit tired, so I'm thinking maybe counter him now, just box him a little bit.
You know you're well ahead in the fight here.
Yeah.
Did those uppercuts that he's landing, did they hurt you at all?
It's hard to tell in a fight or feel pain like that in a fight, but 100% it played a big part in him, you know, giving him confidence. It plays a big part when you take shots like that because it does weaken you.
This is a very, very important part in the fight. As you said, when we built up to what this fight meant, that this was a fight that, you know, you were our first British Muslim sports star at 17, weren't you, in Britain, winning the Olympic silver medal in Athens. You know, as a 17-year-old, you were public property overnight.
Yeah.
This was a 6-year journey to this point where if you had a nosebleed, the country knew about it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you lost a toenail, everybody knew.
Yeah.
And this was that first really big fight in America. It wasn't the launch in America, as you'd had Malignaggi, but this was the fight,
the
like you
first big
said.
one.
Is this guy's going to hit Amir at some point?
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So there was so much on
I
the line.
remember reading all the articles before the fight that people said it's the biggest mistake I'm making. I had to take this fight, and the reason why I had to take it was because he was my mandatory. Now imagine losing a title without even fighting. So I couldn't be in that position to ever lose a title or to being taken off me. And everyone thought I was stupid to say yes to the fight. And I remember Golden Boy were like, we can get you someone else if you want. I was like, nah, I'll fight Maidana. And that's when they thought, wow, we've got a special kid here because he's not afraid of fighting anyone.
Yeah. But you didn't fear opponents, though, either,
never.
did you? I mean, you joked just now. You thought, I've got to face Marcus Maidana.
Yeah, but I was
you
never
just
scared.
knew you were going to have to dig deep.
I knew I had to take the fight regardless, and I had to dig deep. So yeah, definitely. Look, it's one of them fights that you have to dig deep in, and Maidana is one of them guys who's going to make you dig deep hard. He's not going to be one of them guys to, like you see here now. He's coming forward. I'm literally out of it. I had to show him that I'm not scared. I'm not tired. I'm not hurt. But really, I probably was hurt. That's why I had to do that, to show him that you've caught me with a good shot. Come on, then, is that the best you've got? But you only do that when you are hurt. I wouldn't have done it if I wasn't.
Hurt but not beaten or not broken.
Yeah, hurt but not broken, exactly. You can be hurt, but like I said, I'm still one of them to keep coming back.
Joe Chavez, who are you?
Joe Chavez, that's right.
Just put him up, yeah, of course, old
Yes.
Joe, yeah.
You can see how quick my face is being marked up. Look at that shot. So that's the overhand right hand he was throwing, and he got a lot of success with it.
He did.
Boom. Look at that.
He just caught you above the eyebrow.
Yeah,
hasn't he?
luckily I didn't suffer any cuts or anything. But he was looking at those big shots and thinking, I can land that big right hand over top. If I catch him on the right button, I can probably knock him out with it as well.
Did you feel pressure? Looking back on it now, did you feel pressure going into this? I mean, I know you said you were nervous.
I didn't, no, because for me, it was just amazing to be topping a bill, fighting the best in the world.
Las Vegas.
And fighting in Vegas for the
you
first time.
did like Vegas.
First
We
time.
loved coming to Vegas
Oh,
with
man,
you.
Vegas was the place. So,
Yeah.
I fought there a couple of times, and probably about 8 times in my life, in my career, I fought there. And Vegas is something special. So this was the first fight in Mandalay Bay, my first fight in Vegas. To have my name lit up in the lights was like amazing. And being the top of the bill there as well was the best. So that's why I knew I had to perform, and that's one of the reasons that kept me going, because Imagine being hurt. Some people will just give up. I didn't want to give up. It's my first time I'm in Vegas. I cannot give up and lose this fight. I have to win this fight.
I think he's hurt to the body again here, you
Yeah, he
know,
looks
during
it
this
as well,
round, and he's covering up, and you know,
Yeah, he does look hurt. You can take them deep breaths.
you're resurgent here as well. It's an instinct, isn't it? You can feel it. You can feel that you need to come on because you've sat back for a few rounds, not attacked too much.
He finds a shot from everywhere. With Maidana, you have to be on guard all the time.
See, you're pushing on here now.
I had to because it's getting to round 8 now, and the last, like you did mention, I did take my foot off the gas
For the last 2 rounds, yeah.
2-3 rounds, and with Maidana, you don't know how the judges are scoring the fight. Sometimes they score it by pressure as well. You know, him coming forward, but he may not have landed anything, but. And he might shoot. He might look that he's working more. He's throwing more punches, even though if they don't land it, sometimes they might even win the round that way.
It's, you know, I think you on your toes here is very good again. You know, your instincts are there, and again, look, hand speed's there again. Combinations are there.
It's about hitting and moving with this guy. Hit, move. Don't stand there with him because he is going to hurt you.
Even though you did stand there with him at times because you just didn't want to.
Exactly,
you know,
and I
get on
remember
your
in
bike.
the corner, Freddie was going mad at me, saying, "What are you doing standing there with him? Like, don't give him the chance. Don't stand there with him. Use your feints." And the side-to-side movements were the ones that kept me a lot away from a lot of trouble. Combination to finish the round off.
Yeah.
So you see Maidana now cut up a little bit. He marked up a little bit as well.
I mean, he's fighting the fight of his life here as well. You know?
Yeah.
Does a fight like this, when you do, like you said, you FaceTimed with him before.
Yeah.
When you,
He didn't look the same shape. He looked well overweight and like he's been enjoying himself a little bit too much.
he's on the farm down
He's
in
on-
Argentina. Yeah,
Yes.
he's got the farm.
Have you ever been there?
No, I've never been to the farm. No,
No?
but I know he's a farm guy.
Yeah.
He loves his animals and his horses, doesn't
Yeah.
he? But what I was going to ask was, when you go through a war like this with someone, have you got a connection with them forever? Like when
Yeah,
you do
I
see
think
him,
so,
is there a
There'll always be that.
mutual admiration almost?
There'll always be that mutual love and admiration for sure, because you've spent 12 rounds in a ring beating each other up, and after that we hugged and shook hands, and so we're always going to respect each other. That respect's always going to be there because I know what he brought to the table and how tough he was. We both boxed up our skins on this fight, so.
I mean, it may be seen as a cruel thing to say, but I think you might have, in this fight, you should have fought Floyd Mayweather, but he got the fight with Floyd Mayweather probably based on what happened in this fight.
No, definitely.
In some ways.
In some ways, I know that, you know, I should have had my chance against Floyd, but he didn't want to fight me because of the way my performances were going. When I was talking about the Floyd fight, it was after a great win against Maidana, and it was a great win against Zabjuda. Now, who else is out there? Floyd. I was at the top of the game. I was 2-time world champion. I had 3 world titles. I had the WBA Super, WBA, and I had the IBF. But he wouldn't give me that fight. And then I started calling out Tim Bradley for the unification, undisputed unification fight, and he didn't want it. So yeah, it put me a little bit back, that did, but I just had to keep myself busy, you know. And then names like Danny Garcia and other fighters would come, and there's no motivation for me to fight them because I'm like, I'm making them a name, and nobody's like, well, I want to fight the best, and they had no titles or anything, and I had everything going for me. So
Oh, you thought you'd got
I
another
thought
10-8 round
yeah,
there
I
for a
would've
moment, but Joe ruled it a slip.
Yeah, I think, it was probably more of a slip than a shot landing.
From memory, the ninth is another pretty good round for you, to be honest. Because you're on your toes, you're moving, you know where you are, you're
Got my
intelligent.
second wind.
Yeah, you got a second wind.
Yeah. And you can see that I'm trying to keep
head
that
movement,
distance. It's back
movement,
again.
you're back.
Just that second wind's coming and it's giving me that excitement again. You know,
Back
that
on
buzz.
your focus, back on your game.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, just as this round draws to a close, you know, he has a little rally here towards the end of the round, but you're not really hurt at all. You've got your own. I mean, you can rally back.
I have to. It's the only way you can give an answer back is by giving a rally back.
I mean, coming up in this 10th round, it's the most extraordinary rounds of boxing I've ever seen in your career. In fact, one of the most extraordinary rounds I've ever witnessed.
Yeah. Really?
Oh yeah, Amir. I mean,
because you were sat there ringside.
Sat there, and I wrote about it, and I talked to the radio about it afterwards. And
so were you working on?
I was working for the newspaper.
Okay, but you weren't working on radio live, were you?
No, but I gave him a report afterwards, probably back to TalkSport and the Telegraph.
Right.
And the disbelief of what you're able to do in this next round, your refusal to quit.
Yeah, 100%.
Because it was what's coming up is at times, as you said earlier on, thank you, Joe Cortez. I mean, look at these brilliant punches by you in this round. Thank you, Joe Cortez, for knowing what I'm capable of.
Exactly.
And letting me carry on. Because I think there was something like 50 unanswered punches for about a minute 40 seconds.
Correct.
And then suddenly off the ropes, you fire back.
I had to, because I remember when he caught me with that one shot, I was literally out of it. I was out of it, and looking at the fight, I was not throwing anything back. There was no answers given back. And Joe Cortez, you could see him looking closely, because as he's going to step in and stop the fight.
Can I request we pause and just listen to this round?
Yeah,
and we'll talk about it at the end of the round. Let's just pause.
In 9 rounds, each guy has thrown more than 500 punches. They're averaging close to 60 punches a round. And these are rapid-fire punches. Maidana's in at 238. Maidana, 91. Maidana, despite his aggressiveness,
it's coming up very soon.
Yeah,
it's coming up, but we're going to go for our silent moment when that right lands. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff that Floyd Mayweather does. He keeps guys under 20%. But there's a big right hand by Maidana. He hurt Khan. The live underdog.
What are you going through here?
I was real hurt then, and I remember that. Tried to find any way of maybe getting a few seconds to compose myself. I couldn't. Maidana would not give me a second off. Not even a split second. I tried to get some time to kind of move around, but he was on me. I was at my feet. You know, when you've lost strength in your legs, get hit in the back of the head. He was, and luckily this is where Joe Cortez gave me that little bit of time and rest.
Well, you say that, but he was like a crazed animal, still punching you when he was holding you apart.
Yeah, exactly. Wow, yeah, you're right. He's just not stopping. And I remember this part when I was on the ropes and he was throwing them uppercuts at me, and he had my whole face blooded up.
But the instinct for survival you've got here, Amir, is extraordinary.
Yeah, but I mean, look, I'm not throwing a punch back though. But with Maidana, look what he's doing. I mean, he's not feeling tired. He's throwing the hardest shots he can throw. He's coming like a train at me, and like he's a Look at that. Look.
And here you are suddenly throwing back.
I had to throw back. I had to honestly throw back because.
Where did that come from?
You know what? Seeing the blood, probably tasting the blood when there was dripping down me. I mean,
You tasted the blood.
Yeah, I
and you think
tasted
it
blood in
brought
my
you back
nose.
to
Yeah,
it?
definitely. I think it brought me back to fight again. I was hurt, and I thought I don't want this fight to stop this way. And I gave it my all. This is
How
when,
the hell?
no, look,
on
I can't. I
earth?
remember. Look how I'm walking to that corner.
You look
I am,
like a man staggering home
Look, I
after a
stay on you
night
there.
on the drink.
yeah, and look at state of my face. Like, this is where I needed a good cornerman.
I hate to laugh. Yeah, yeah.
Alex was so good in the corner. Look, he's getting all that cold water on me. He's the towel, the water. Like, you can see how much
I'm all
work.
right. I'm all right. You're saying.
Yeah, I had to. I mean, look at this shot coming again.
Here we go.
Look at
Here
this.
it is. This.
Boom! Look at that. Everything in it. Wow. And you know
That
what?
right leg's gone, isn't it?
Right leg's gone, but you know what? I thank the ring ropes being there as well. It did help. It did help. I'm telling you. You know,
It
sometimes
just give you a bit of stability.
the
Yeah.
smallest things may help. Now, if there was no rope there, I might have gone down.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, oof, look at that. That's another one. Oh, that was a different shot. In the same round. Wow.
How did you not go down when you watched that? How did you not go down? What is it?
I think it was just. You see, I tried touching gloves then.
Yeah, I know.
Maidana-
You thought it was. Did you think it was the last round?
No,
Or
I
were
was
you
just being
just-
respectful, and he won't knock my head off with it. But you know, when you getting hit with shots like that, I swear, like, I don't know what's going through your mind for you to keep on fighting. See, we are a little bit crazy as fighters, and I've always said fighters are all crazy because to know that you're gonna take a punch when you go in a fight, you're gonna get hurt, you're gonna get knocked out, you're gonna be concussed, and you still want to fight. We are a little bit wild, aren't we?
Definitely.
We're not all there.
But it's nice that you can appreciate it back 10 years. You're still hurt, by the way.
I am still hurt, yeah. And I'm trying to, but you know, I think Maidana now is a little bit tired himself.
That was a lovely move. Getting
I'm
him
just
left check hook, getting him through the ropes.
Yeah, I had to somehow just get him off me. But like I said, look, I was quite lucky to have the foot movement I had in this fight, because otherwise, you would have destroyed me. What got me to win this fight was my footwork, I have to say, and hand speed. And guts as well, because there's people out there with good footwork and good hand speed, but when it comes to digging deep, they might not have that in them.
Oh, I think this is the ultimate moment where you showed your guts,
Yeah, I had to
and
dig
your
deep.
grit, and your cojones, your balls.
Yeah.
You know, you really did.
Stay in my face. Like it's beat up, cut up, everything. Push.
How do you feel watching this back? And you're taking a lot of punishment here. How do you feel?
I just don't know. God had to be watching over me, because to take punishment like this in a fight and still be there and to win the fight, wow. You know, I have to say that God was watching over me for sure. He's done something right in life.
Well, I mean, it's it must be extraordinary to be. I mean, look at you firing back, and it must be extraordinary to watch your own resilience recorded like this for posterity. Something you would show your children to be proud of? Or are you scared to let them see it?
I think I showed them to show how tough you have to be in life. You might have to, how hard you have to work in any field you're in, be in education, be in sport or whatever. Look how hard your daddy had to work, I'm going to say to them. And I think they should watch this, because this shows that it's not about winning everything and winning everything easily. You have to sometimes dig deep.
So we're coming to the end of the 11th here. You go back to the corner now. So you're going to come out now. As you say, you've got to win the last round,
Yeah.
to be sure.
Yeah, if I remember Freddie saying to me in the last round that the fight, it's gone good, but I'm here just to stamp it and seal the fight. You have to win this last round. And because you've had a great performance in there. You've boxed so well. You've taken. Oh my
shot.
God! But I had to make sure I win this next round. Look at the state of me there, the blood on me and everything.
Yeah, but Amir, look at the presence to throw a long
Yeah.
right uppercut and then left hook. That's
At the
beautiful
same time,
punching, isn't it?
Exactly. I mean, look,
I
putting the
don't
right punches
think you
together.
got the credit. You got credit for hand speed.
Yeah.
But I don't think, looking back, we gave you enough credit for
Shots
the
on the
erudition and the creativity of some of those punches.
100%. I mean, that was years of learning, years of putting everything together.
He finally touched gloves with you there, by the way.
Did,
He was
because
forced
the last
to.
round,
but-
he was forced to. That's why. Look. But now he knows that he has to win this round. I'm in a position where I know I have to clearly win this round to win the fight. Now
Yeah.
it's up to this last round,
Yeah.
where whoever wins this last round could win the fight. And Maidana is not stopping. He's coming like a steam train, like it was the first round. I mean, his coach must have said to him in the corner that you do not stop throwing punches.
Yeah.
Man. Knocking the head back every shot there was.
Obviously, you're very conscious at this point. It's the last round. And are you...
You know what, I was conscious.
That first minute, he's won already.
Yeah,
He's
I
won.
was conscious, but at the same time, I was very calm because I know that there's still another 2 minutes left in the fight.
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna come and try to blast me out. He hit me back of the head there, but sometimes the referees let that go because they say that it's the last round, just let it go now. You know, there's no point giving him a point. But
So we're halfway through, and he's won this round so far for me.
yeah, definitely.
But he is relentless, isn't he?
Couldn't keep him off me. I tried to just get through the round, but he just would not let go of me and would stay on me.
Well,
There's
here
no
you
stepping
go.
back for him.
No. When you're at this stage in a fight and you've been through what you've been through,
Yeah.
I mean, I can remember sitting there ringside thinking, God, it's almost a miracle that Amir's still here after that 10th round, you know? I remember
Exactly.
saying it was like watching a butcher chop someone apart for a minute and a half, you know?
And he's still there. In front
And
of
he's
me.
still there,
Yeah.
goading him.
So I was like, he hurt me. And I was like, come on, is that all you've got? Come on, let's do it. Oh, I can't believe it's the 12th round and the engine he had on him. He's not stopping one bit. He's not taking a step back this round. All he was doing was coming forward.
Get off me.
Yeah. Wow.
Proud of this fight?
Very proud. Yeah, very proud. A good shot. So I think I remember finishing quite fast and making a good little finish of it. And this is where I knew that the fight's coming to an end now. You know when you hear that bell go.
The clackers for the
clackers,
last 10
sorry.
seconds, yeah.
And I went,
here
this
you
is the bell, and I went all out and I said, you know what, let me finish it at least with a bang.
go. Did you think you'd won? Yeah, you did think
Yeah,
you'd
no,
won.
I did think I won, yes. I did think I won, and but I was
Alex
very
Rouza gets you
sore.
straight up.
I was very sore. You know when you just want to get your gloves off and you just want to sit down and just want to rest. I just wanted to just rest, yeah.
The Boxing Writers of America voted this the Fight of the Year in 2010.
Yeah.
And considering it was on December the 11th, you had a good influence on them. Here's some highlights from the fight. Your beautiful body shot in that first round.
Yeah.
The liver punch, the perfect punch.
Perfect.
Where the first round, Amir,
And that's the elbow coming in again.
there's the elbow.
Oof, you just missed me.
Yeah.
But which
Leaving
was quite good. That Joe picked that up and gave him a point.
Yeah, 5th round. And then this 10th
The
round.
10th round was the one, yeah. Oof. But that, he had every, look, that's what.
Does that not make your legs wobble right now when you
does.
see it?
It does, and look at that shot. And he's on me throughout the whole round. So he hit me with like a minute in the round. He hit me with that shot. He just didn't let go of me. Then he was on me throughout the whole round with them big shots.
A defining fight for you then on your Las Vegas debut.
Yeah. No. It was what a debut. What a debut to have in Vegas, where it's the mecca of boxing, and to have a fight like this there, which I'm always going to remember. And I'm going to thank Maidana as well, because if Maidana didn't bring that A game to the fight, then we would not have had an exciting fight as we had, you know.
Well, I'll never forget that night. It was amazing being there, and it's absolutely amazing to watch it back.
Yeah.
Two amazing warriors who I've had the privilege of meeting, and it's an absolute privilege to watch it back with you and see how much.
I remember.
But you're almost weirdly unaffected by it as well.
Yeah.
You don't wince. You don't.
You know, because I was in there and I was taking the punches, and I thought, you know, at least I'm sat here not taking the punches, but one thing I can say is that these are fights you can't have too many of. I know I showed a lot of guts and credit and the way I fight, but too many wars like this is definitely going to beat you up in the long run.
One of your favourite fights?
Oh, definitely. One of my favourite fights, and what a fight it was, yeah. And definitely built my respect and give me my respect in America. And it's very hard to make a name in America. There's so many fighters from Britain have gone there, never succeeded, but I think I've been one to go there and succeed and have the biggest fights there. And this was one of the fights that definitely made me.
There you go, you take a little bit of pleasure at the end, a little smile from you. There's your WBA strap.
Just a bit of smile.
Winner by unanimous decision, 114, 111 twice, 113, 112, wasn't it?
Right, so it was a very close
fight. Or
fight.
114, 113, but it was a close fight. No, it was
a
close.
very close fight, yeah.
But there you are,
Wow.
the champion himself.
Yeah.
Great stuff, Amir. It's brilliant to watch it back with you. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.